Hi, I'm Chris.
And I'm Mel. And you may recognize us from Rolling with Louie and Crew. We decided to change our format and change our name and do things a little bit differently. So we had a life-changing event in 2022 and motorcycle wreck, and it really just took us from one path to a completely different path. But did get us to where we're RVing, which we love. So what we're gonna do, we want to share our story. So we're going to drop a video every Saturday that talks about what happened, how we recovered, how we moved forward, all the emotional, just raw, real stuff we're going to get into. And then on Wednesday, we're going to drop a video that talks about our travels, shows you where we're going, what we're doing, what we've seen, our dogs. And so today, we're going to talk about what our life was like before the wreck, kind of what we were doing. Briefly, we're going to try to keep these videos under 10 minutes, maybe under 5 if we can. But so anyway, I'm going to let Chris tell you a little bit about his relationship with motorcycles before he met me.
I was raised in a small town. My dad got me a Briggs & Stratton 8 horsepower mini bike for my 8th birthday. So essentially we had a wreck when I was 58. So I've been riding different kinds of motorcycles 50 years of my life. I'm 61 now. And that was just my life. I never was a biker. I was a biker enthusiast. I never joined any clubs or anything like that. I had friends that were in clubs, nationally known clubs. But if I rode with them, I wore a white t-shirt, which means I was neutral. But a lot of them, they accepted me for who I was. They didn't really care after we rode a bit. But yeah, I was raised on riding, rode till we had our accident. Now I'll let Mel tell you about the accident.
So when we met, I was coming off of a 20-year marriage, raising kids. Kids were grown. I won't bore you with the details of that divorce. And he was coming off of 20 years of basically doing whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted, and not
That's
really
good at it.
being attached to anybody for too long. I always say we met when we were supposed to. If we had tried to raise kids together, say had we met earlier, we wouldn't have made it. But anyway, we met, and I knew he had a motorcycle, and I had never ridden a motorcycle before. Never. I was actually, he used to tease me and call me vanilla because I was just a mom raising my kids, living this nice little life. Anyway, so I'm going to let him tell you about, because he was kind of, I don't want to say he was mean to me, but I am brand new to motorcycles, like so much so that I was so nervous for my first ride that I YouTubed how to get on and off of a motorcycle because I was so afraid I was going to mess something up.
So our first bike ride together, we went out Highway 12 where we live, and it's a crooked 30-mile road from northwest Arkansas to Eureka Springs. And so she got on, we took off. I didn't think we'd make it halfway before she said turn around. But we made it to Eureka Springs and went back home. And I thought, well, she can handle that. Test number 1, I guess.
Because curves on a motorcycle, once you're comfortable on a motorcycle, they're amazing. But when you're brand new to a motorcycle, they're kind of scary. And that's what he did to me.
Yeah. And I don't know, a week or so later, we decided to go for a weekend-long ride. And I had a nice comfy seat. I had a solo seat, and then I had the factory seat. And when we went on our first ride, we had the factory seat. And I left it on there for our long ride. And we rode 999 miles, because when I we got back into my driveway, I said, well, we should have went 1 more mile for an even 1,000. And I put her through curves and dips, hills, and all this stuff on that.
On a really uncomfortable seat. Like it was bad, but I didn't know any better. Like I just thought that's what it was, and you just had to deal with it.
We'd have to stop every once in a while to stretch legs, but we got home, and I thought, all right, she might be a keeper. So we started dating, and then I introduced her to my $800 comfy seat.
It was so nice.
It was a lot better traveling after that. And we'd take off for weekends. Never had any direction. She'd ask where we're headed, and I'd say we're going north, head towards Kansas City or something like that. Putting the road to Kansas City, that direction. Or head east, head west, head south. We ended up in Louisiana one time. Got pulled over by police officers because there's a helmet law. We didn't have helmets, so we had to skedaddle out.
Don't judge us. We didn't wear helmets. Don't judge us. We know.
We got stopped in Shreveport, so we beelined it over to Texas. I don't know, we just always had fun messing around, stopping at dive bars to have a greasy cheeseburger and mingle with the people. One of our favorite bars, they had a trained parrot that was free to go in the bar.
It was called Cruise In and Throttle Down.
Because it's part of a motel, had a bar in it.
Yeah.
And we stayed there several times. But anyway, she passed the test, and what, 10 years later, 9 years later, a lifetime, we still together. So that's just a little bit of the motorcycle stories. I will post some pictures of us because we look totally different.
Yeah.
During that time.
Remember that time we were like trying to outrun the rain, and we had rain gear, but we didn't want to put it on. We were like, well, let's just what'd you say we did? Like
we done like 60 miles and never went anywhere. We just kept going. We were headed north or south, and then it started to look like rain ahead of us. And then we went east or west, and then we went north. We ended up back in the same town that we started from.
Oh, and remember that time that was like a monsoon? The first time I'd ever been on the bike in the rain. And it came a downpour that was like, you couldn't even see. Like, we were soaked to the bone. It was scary. Chris had to pull over, and he doesn't, usually he's just like, I think he just pulled over because I was with him. I feel like if I hadn't been with him, he probably would have just kept riding. But yeah, that was crazy. We have so many crazy stories, so we could talk for hours about it. But suffice to say, we loved the bike, we loved the adventures that we had, and we loved each other. And we were just thought that was what we were going to do. And then Memorial Day weekend, 2022, just been a regular day. We didn't go anywhere that weekend. We were just staying local, and we'd done some riding around because I don't know if any of y'all are familiar with Northwest Arkansas, but it's beautiful, beautiful riding. And we went to one of our favorite little dive bars. Chris was drinking only water. I was drinking other things, and we met some friends there, hung out for a while. On the way home, it was about 9:30. We stopped at Taco Bell because I wanted a Crunchwrap Supreme, and sat in the parking lot and ate, and got back on the bike and drove, maybe 200 yards to the stoplight?
Yeah, less than a quarter of a mile.
Yeah.
And we never rode on interstates, but we were wanting to get home.
Yeah.
And
normally we always took back roads.
Where we were at was literally maybe 10 minutes from our house by interstate, and probably 30 minutes if you took the back roads.
And the back roads at night are kind of scary too.
So we decided just to hop on interstate, get home early. That's when it happened.
So pull up to it's the stoplight to get onto the interstate. So we stopped. We got the green arrow, and Chris pulled out, and a van ran the stoplight and just T-boned us. So that's where I'm gonna stop for this week. And
but I do want to add, she skipped over.
Oh.
when we were bar hopping that day, I usually had a couple of beers, but that day I don't know why. I wasn't drinking. But when I'd go out to drink at a bar from my pool hustling days, I always got Coke or Sprite, whatever, in a bar glass. Never got it in a plastic glass. So we were bar hopping, and I was ordering water. I'd go to the bar, and the bartenders knew me, and I ordered water in a highball glass. And one of our friends couldn't believe that I was just drinking water, so she tasted it, and she couldn't believe I was just drinking water. But I had nothing to drink that day at Bar Rig for some strange reason, not even one beer.
Yeah. So yeah, that was anyway, that was the end of that, and so we will pick up next Saturday and let y'all know what happens next. And in the meantime, we would love for you to subscribe, like, comment, ask us any questions you have about what we've said so far.
We like comments.
If you know anything about Arkansas, Northwest Arkansas, and riding a bike there, whatever, we'd love to chat. And we will be back on Wednesday with our RV travel video. So, like I said, please give us a subscribe, comment, like, and hit that bell so you get a notification whenever we put a video out.
Our stories will be interesting, I promise you that. So,
Yes.
I hope you join, follow along.
All right. See you next time.
See you.